Hello, everybody, and welcome. If you've just joined us, I am suggesting that you start in a chair and then we can come down to lying in a minute. And just to say that, as always, if something doesn't feel right or you need to rest out, please do so. Let me just make sure everyone's on mute. 1 second. We are. We are. Yes, so if anything doesn't feel right, as always, listen to your body, especially with this chakra, because this chakra is all about listening into the heart and listening to what our intuition tells us, not what the external world is saying. And that even counts a yoga teacher. So please do what feels right for you. And also remember, you don't need to keep looking at the screen. If you find it tiring, please just listen to my voice. So if you see me looking at the screens, because I'm still letting people in from the waiting room. So I just want to say something about the heart chakra before we actually start the practice. So if you want to close your eyes and relax for this bit, please do so. And I certainly will try to not talk too much, because having had ME myself, I know how tiring it is listening to somebody talk too much. So I'll try and keep this as brief as I can, but while kind of communicating the essence of what we learn from the heart chakra, because each chakra has something to teach us. And I personally feel that this is a time for the whole world, because chakras are worldwide as well as just personal. And I think this is an opportunity for all of us to step into the intuition and energy of the heart. So I'm going to read some of it, or be reminded of some of it from the book I wrote with the Dean, Breathe, Rest, Recover. So I'll be reading bits out from that. And if you want to know more, obviously it's actually in the book, but I'm just going to kind of read out the salient points. So I think many of you would agree that the last many years have been dominated by the mind. Some might call this the patriarchy, and that's not an anti-male thing, because men suffer just as much too from the patriarchy, but it means that we've been much more mind dominated. And the heart chakra is all about coming back to our internal, real wisdom from the heart. And just before I say any more, I'd just like you to close your eyes and take one hand to the heart and see if you can drop your awareness there. And even see if there's any message there for you. And you can continue to sit like this, or you can open your eyes and drop your hand, however you feel. But in order to listen to the heart messages, we need to become still, because it's about coming away from the business of the mind, coming into that stillness, that wisdom and intuition. So this chakra is called Anahata Chakra, and it's often known as the gateway chakra between our more earthbound chakras, which we need. We need to be grounded, we need to be in our bodies, we need to be in the world. But it's about beginning to come to our higher wisdom and maybe even our spiritual self. So I'm just, as I say, going to read out a few bits. So it's often called our center of light, and it's said to be the home of our true radiant being. It's also the chakra which begins to be associated with the divine, if that has any meaning for you. And when we are living from our hearts as opposed to our heads, we act from a sense of truth and a sense of wisdom. And I think most importantly, it's about being authentic. Now that's a word which is perhaps rather overused these days, but it does have a meaning. It means living our truth. So I think everybody here, we all know that we can have a sense of what is true and right for us, which might not be the same as what's true and right for somebody else. But it's about living our truth. And to live our truth takes a lot of courage, which is why the word cor in Latin or French means courage. It's something that I've kind of been journeying on for the last 20 years. And I know that if I go against what my heart's saying, I usually create suffering for myself. And I think there are many ways in which, maybe we're led by the wider community or the external voices or what society says, and that's not in line with our own integrity. And then that can cause us to suffer. So it's about having the courage to live from our own truth. And when we come to the throat chakra, it's about how we speak our truth as well. But that's for another session. So yeah, it's about being authentic and bypassing the fear of our ego, which very often wants something that is different. So the element from the heart chakra is wind. And interestingly, it's said that we have, when we're in love, there is a special breath that is associated with the heart chakra. Ultimately, and most importantly, it's about compassion for others, but compassion for ourselves too, because we can't genuinely love other people and be compassionate to others unless we are compassionate to ourselves first. And I think many of us struggle with this notion, but it's maybe one of the most important things in yoga. This is the journey towards self-compassion, and this is all about Anahata Chakra. So when this chakra is out of balance, things like betrayal and loss, grief, can cause prana to become out of balance in this chakra. A person who's isolated with the fear of intimacy can be said to have an imbalanced heart chakra. But equally, and again, I think this applies to quite a few of us with chronic fatigue syndrome, we can have burnout from overgiving. And I don't want to say being over compassionate, but when we are more compassionate to others than we are to ourselves, this can create this sense of overgiving, people pleasing, all the things which actually mean that we're not listening into our intuition and can contribute to us being ill. So when we are in tune with ourselves and others, we're able to listen to and act from a sense of our authentic intuition, unclouded by the antics of a busy mind. So again, I'm just going to finish this little bit by saying it's about being loving to ourselves as well as to others. So that's enough of me talking about Anahata. So please come to a comfortable sitting position, whatever that means for you. And as I said at the beginning of the session, if you need to lie down, then that's also fine. Take one hand to your heart. Drop your awareness there. We're going to start with an intention. Now, I'm going to suggest this to you, but if you have other words you want to use, please do so. So just start to tap your heart gently and say, every cell of my being is filled with radiant life force and energy. Every cell of my radiant being is filled with life force and energy. You might like to say well-being. Just continue to do that, saying the words that mean something to yourself, and then just resting with the hand on your heart. Because when we make an intention, particularly at the beginning of the day, it helps in terms of spirituality, but also in terms of neuroscience. It sets up an energy, an intention, which really helps our health. So just allow yourself to become quiet now. Just tuning in to the feeling around the heart. And just have a sense of being curious about how you feel emotionally, mentally, physically. So just explore how you are in this moment. And as always, try to be in this present moment without resisting anything. So even if there's difficult emotions or thoughts, difficult feelings, just see if you can allow them. Don't push anything away. And then we're going to do some very gentle movement to help open the heart. If you're lying, you can also do this, or you can visualize it. So we're just going to roll our shoulders slightly, feeling the heart lift, drawing the shoulder blades together. When we're ill, we tend to compress over the heart. We can kind of sink our chest. So this is just helping to open up this heart area. Just a few times. And then rest the hands on your knees and soften the jaw, soften the shoulders down. Have a sense of the heart space lifting. And then just to help this, we're going to take the hands softly behind us, interlock the fingers and turn the palms down, and just squeeze through the shoulder blades, again, just to lift the heart center and open the ribs. Again, you know, when we're ill, we can be curling down. So this is just helping to open up the front body. And opening the heart, we can open the heart by moving physically too. So just breathe. And then relax down. So we're going to do a chant now. So the seed mantra for the heart is YUM, Y-A-M, YUM. So as always, you can chant if you want, or you can just breathe. Or if you prefer to chant in English, you can chant love. So I will demonstrate, just listen first, and then you could do this in your own breathing rhythm, in your own rate. So I'm going to start with the hands together at the heart. We're going to inhale, opening the arms wide, and then we're going to chant the hands back to the heart. Om, yum, yum, yum. So when you're ready, we'll try this together, inhaling, opening the arms wide, chanting to the heart. Om, yum, yum, yum. So do that 2 or 3 times more in your own breathing rhythm, resting out when you need to. And then either leave the hands on the heart or drop them to the knees with the eyes closed if that's comfortable for you. Just again, tune into the heart and the body, observing how you are. Just allowing that mantra, the vibration, to begin to clear the mind. And then we're going to do our pranayama practice, which is very pertinent for the heart, but so important for our health and well-being. So take one hand to the heart, the other to the belly. Just start by observing the breath, making this a compassionate, kind observation. Don't let anything be forced, keep it gentle. And And then if you can, but only to a comfortable rhythm, let the breath gently slow down. And again, if you can, just check your breathing through your nose. But if that's not available to you yet, that's fine too. Nothing should be forced. And then we're thinking of the breath being slow and low and gentle. So some yoga teachers will tell you to breathe deeply, but that's not really helpful. We want to think of breathing low, so we're breathing into the belly, utilizing the diaphragm, so you can gently pull in the tummy muscles as you exhale, if that's okay for you. You don't have to do that. That just helps the movement of the diaphragm. And you might like to think or imagine you've got a feather under your nostrils. And as you're breathing, you're trying to not move that feather. So the breath is subtle. And this is the optimum way to help oxygen uptake to the mitochondria. In terms of yoga, we would talk about bringing in prana, universal life force, to the body. And then drop the hands to your knees. And if you can, whenever you remember throughout the practice, this is the healthy way to breathe. And we're now going to do what's called a mudra. So we're going to bring, so normally if we bring the palms together at the heart, this is called namaste, but we're going to soften the palms. So there's a space between them. You need to look at the screen. This is called Anjali Mudra. And it's considered to be the mudra of the heart. So just rest here for a moment with the hands at the heart. And then we're going to give ourselves some hugging breaths. So think of being compassionate to yourself, nourishing and nurturing yourself as you move. So we're going to breathe in, opening the arms wide. And then as we exhale, we cross the arms, opposite hand to opposite shoulder. Just stay there for a moment or two. If you like, you can massage your shoulders or stroke down your upper arm. Just giving yourself that sense of lovely touch we all need. And then when you're ready, we can inhale, opening the arms wide, and take that in the opposite direction. And just do that a few times in your own breathing rhythm, resting when you need to. And then coming back to resting, take a moment or two to think about your posture, the space between the crown of the head and the tailbone. Just checking you've not slumped and crushed the heart over the diaphragm. So the lower ribs are lifted. You've still got this sense of lift in the heart. Shoulders soft, jaw soft, eyes soft. Where is your breath? And then we're going to, if you would like, remembering everything's a choice, we're going to do some seated cat movements. So take your hands to your knees. And as you inhale, just lift your heart. So it's like a very gentle back bend. Don't take the head too far back. And then as you exhale, just round the back, about the only time you'll be told you can round the back. Take the navel to the spine. Inhale to lift the heart, back bend. Exhale to round. So just a few times, helping to mobilize the spine. As I always say, our movements seem very gentle and subtle, but we say in yoga therapy, these are actually much more powerful than an ordinary asana posture class. In terms of what we're releasing and freeing, we're encouraging prana to flow up and down the spine, which is our main channel for our chakras, or the Sushumna Nadi, which goes parallel to the spine, the energy channel. And then come back and pause. And now before we come down to lying, just visualize with the eyes closed that you're breathing in and out of the heart. And visualize this as a golden light. So the color of the heart, actually we're going to use the color soft pink. So the heart chakra color is often said to be a beautiful green. So you can use green, you can use a soft pink, or you can use a golden light, whatever resonates for you. Feel on the inhalation that you're breathing that light into your heart center. And as you exhale, send that light to wherever you feel needs healing today. And then when you're ready, we're going to come to lying, but I'm going to ask you to come to lying onto your front. So front supported Shavasana. But do this in any way that's comfortable for you. If you've got difficulty lying on your front, of course, you can lie on your back or your side. You can lie on a bed or a sofa. And when we lie on our front, you can either rest your forehead on your folded hands, or you can take one cheek to one side with the arms beside the body. And I also suggest it's quite nice to have a folded blanket under your hips, which is what I'm going to do this morning. So just use any padding that you need. So just take a moment or two to transition, making yourself comfortable. And just rest here for a moment or two, feeling yourself engaged with your body. And then we're going to rest into a Sphinx posture, which is really good for heart opening. If you need to look at the screen, you can, but what we do, we're going to bend our elbows. So the bent elbow is about in line with our chest, and our palms are in front. And we're just, if you need to look at the screen, do so. So the front of the body and the heart is lifted. The belly is engaged on the support, keeping the back of the neck long. And just to engage and make this posture slightly more active, we're going to breathe in, just slightly lift the heart, and bring a bit of activity into the back. And then breathing out, we just rest down again on the elbows and the palms. And you can inhale again, just activating the posture, lifting up the heart. Exhale and relax. So do that 2 or 3 times, and then just end by resting on the elbows and the palms. And then come back down to rest in any way that's comfortable for you. And then we can do the movement that everybody likes, where you just bend the knees. So the feet are coming up towards the ceiling, and just rock the legs from side to side. Because rocking is so soothing for restoring the nervous system. So just sway the lower legs from side to side. And then come back to lying. And just take a moment or two to explore how you are feeling. And I say feeling rather than thinking, remembering that feeling sense is more of the heart than the mind. Just exploring the body. Just making a kind exploration with curiosity. And then think about what the idea of self-compassion might mean to you. Is it something you resist? Or do you feel it's something you can cultivate? And how might you cultivate self-compassion? Does it mean becoming more still and taking time and breaks during the day to listen in, to see what your needs are? To not just rush into the desires of others, but to think about what is good for you. And then when you're ready, please transition to lying for our Yoga Nidra practice. So I suggest on your back, but you can remain on your front or even sitting. You can be on a bed or a sofa using layers like blankets, cushions, eye masks, whatever you need. Maybe cushion under your head and your knees. And I'm just going to say what I said at the beginning of the class, which is I found this very beautiful Yoga Nidra for the heart, which I'm going to do a truncated version of now. But next week, I'm going to do the whole thing. So we're going to still be working with the heart next week. And then what I'm going to do is a 45-minute Yoga Nidra for the heart next week. So I'll just give you a moment or two to transition before I start, giving you time for any comfort break you might need. So just begin to make any final adjustments that you need. Making sure you're warm and that you can remain as still as possible. And if things do come to disturb you, try not to resist them, but let them be part of your experience. And you might like to think about your sankalpa, your intention. Anahata, the heart chakra, translates as unstuck and refers to the sound made by the creation of the universe. This unstuck sound, which still continues to reverberate throughout the cosmos, is the hymn of creation. And the passageway to this song is through the heart. This is the center which encompasses care and feeling for oneself, care and feeling for another human, and care and feeling for our planet. This is the center that encompasses the universal heart, transcendental love. So begin to nestle yourself deeply into the sanctuary of the Yoga Nidra nest that you've made. Feel that you are cocooning yourself with warmth and support. And add any extra small details to support yourself in feeling safe and at home. Surrender the weight of the body, allowing yourself to be supported. And just invite your thinking mind to take a break as you shift to the world of sensing and feeling. The mind quietening down now, thoughts untangling, dissolving as you land here in this moment. Nothing you need to do, nowhere to be, just here now, fully present. On your next exhale, just feel the face beginning to soften, relaxing all the muscles around and behind the eyes. Eyes sinking down and back. Exhale again, feel your jaw and tongue relaxing, shoulders releasing. Each exhale, releasing what you no longer need to hold on to. Softening around the lower belly, surrendering any lingering tightness or grip from the pelvis, and the whole body unwinding as you sink deeper into stillness. Now take a deep breath in, filling the lower belly, and then a long, relaxed exhale out through the mouth. And do this twice more. Long, slow, relaxed exhalation. And then allow the breath to return to a natural rhythm, like the wave rolling in and out. The breath renewing vitality with every in-breath, letting go of what's no longer needed with every out-breath. And just feel this letting go as each out-breath exits the body. effortlessly letting go, sinking deeper still. Now just imagine a circle of protection around you. And this can be made of anything you wish. Perhaps gold or white light, rose quartz crystals, or a group of well-wishers, friends, animals, family. Just trust whatever comes to you. Now, feeling this circle of protection established around you, let your awareness move out towards sound, welcoming any sounds you might hear without judgment, but rather with curiosity. And now, draw your attention inwards and just notice the breath at your navel, gently rising as you breathe in, gently falling as you breathe out. And begin to call in your sankalpa, your intention, your resolution. And if you don't have one, you might like to say, I stay connected with my heart, being vulnerable and willing to work with what arises. Repeat your sankalpa 3 times or more silently to yourself. And we're going to begin to scan the body with attention and awareness. And just welcome your experience as it comes, with my voice as your anchor. Soften and open as you sink even deeper now into stillness. And just take a few moments to have a sense of your body from head to toe. The outline of your skin, the weight of the body. Become aware of the heels, backs of the legs, your buttocks, parts of the back, shoulder blades. Notice where the arms and hands are resting. Notice the back of the head. And now the back of the body. Now bring your attention to the big toes on both of the feet. Noticing sensations that you find here. And now sense the little toes. Sense all 10 toes and the spaces between the toes. Sense the soles of your feet, tops of the feet, the heels. Allow the feet to soften and relax. Sense both ankles, ankle joints, surface of the skin on the feet, calves, shins, both knees, both thighs, and welcome any sensations on the surface of the skin. Sensations at the back of the thigh, front of the thigh. Everything softening and becoming heavy, releasing any grip. Imagine you could breathe into your legs, both legs resting, held in awareness. And now let awareness expand to include your buttocks, hips, pelvis. Notice any holding here. And now sense the tailbone, the whole pelvic bowl. And now awareness soaking into the lower belly. Sense the lower back, upper back, shoulder blades, rib cage at the front of the body and the chest. And then just sense the length of your spine. And now bring your awareness to the lungs expanding and contracting. Feel the whole of the torso now shimmering with sensation. Breath and awareness filling each body part. Feel the motion of the breath through the body. The whole body resting, held here in awareness. Awareness now into both shoulders, down the length of the arms, and into both hands, sensing all 10 fingers and the fingertips, fingernails, spaces between the fingers. Notice warmth and energy in the palms of the hands. Both arms and hands resting deeply, held in awareness. From your arms, attention coming up to your neck, your throat, the breath in the back of the throat, from the throat to the tip of the chin, the hinges of the jaw just below the ears. Sensing both ears. Notice the ears listening. Sense the outer structure of the ears. Deep into the inner ears. From the ears to the tip of the tongue. Back of the head. Crown of the head. Center of the brow. Softening the muscles around the forehead. Become aware of the left eyebrow, right eyebrow, left temple, right temple, left cheekbone, right cheekbone, right eyelid, left eyelid. Sensing the whole area sinking and relaxing. Sensing the bridge of the nose, the nostrils, the breath in the nostrils, the difference between the inhale and the exhale. Awareness of sensations inside the mouth, the tongue, the position of the tongue, tip of the tongue, and just be aware of muscles used for smiling. Can you invite your face to soften with your awareness? Noticing again your breath, sensing the breath as it is felt in the body. Whole body breathing, whole body breathing. Trillions of cells breathing in unison, held here in the cocoon of your awareness. Whole body resting deeply now. Begin to count the breath down from 10 to 1. Inhale, 10. Exhale, 10. Inhale, 9. Exhale, 9. Counting down to 1. And if you lose track, begin again at 10. Leaving the counting now. Inhale through the palm of the left hand, up the length of the arm, into your heart center. Then exhale down the right arm and out through the palm of the right hand. Inhale, palm of right hand to heart center down the left arm to the palm of the out of the left palm. Continuing on your own in this way. Now let that go and just be still. Notice any effects as you rest very deeply here now. Now bring your awareness back to your heart. Just be aware of riding on the breath here, in and out. If you have a sankalpa, a positive intention, repeat it 3 times silently now. And just say silently to yourself, I stay connected with my heart, being vulnerable and willing to work with what arises. 3 times. I stay connected with my heart, being vulnerable and willing to work with what arises. And then as I breathe in, I welcome my own true radiant self. As I breathe out, I welcome my own true radiant self. Slowly begin to rise to the surface of awareness, remembering the invitation is to remain resting if you would like. Just become aware of the weight of the body, the edges and outline of your skin. With your eyes closed, just sense your environment, your surroundings. Feel a sense of refreshment and vitality in the body. And you might begin to invite an inhalation as you slowly start to welcome yourself back. When you feel ready, you might like to start to slowly move the body, perhaps wiggling your toes or turning the head from side to side, giving yourself time to return to ordinary awareness. You might like to take a stretch or hug the knees in towards the chest, or massage out your lower back, or rest a while longer, maybe in a fetal position as you slowly reawaken. Just notice the quality of your current experience. Without judging it, just notice the effects on your body, your nervous system, quality of mind, as well as any emotional tones present here. And when you're ready, taking as much time as you would like, roll to one side. And taking as much time as you need to, come up to a comfortable sitting position. Now, while we are still quiet from the relaxation, take the hands together at the heart and just sit quietly for a moment or two. And just bring your awareness to the stillness, because it's from this stillness that the intuition and messages of the heart arise. When the mind becomes quiet, that's when the light in the heart can shine. And also, very importantly, this is the sense of your true self, your true presence, which is always there behind the chatter of the mind and external experiences. So just for a moment or two, bring your awareness, let it rest on that silence of your true presence. And just know that the more time you can spend bringing your awareness to this quietness of your true self, the more this sense of yourself will begin to grow, bringing you stability and nourishment and peace. And then resting the hands down, but keeping the awareness on the heart. I'm going to ask you a reflective question. Reflective question means it doesn't have to have an answer. You just drop it to the silence and you wait for the answer. But the reflective question is, how can I be more compassionate to myself? In what way can I bring more self-compassion into my life? So just sit with that question for a moment or two. Self-compassion is the bridge to health and healing. And then when you're ready, I'm going to rub the hands together, palming the eyes. So palms softly over the eyes, fingertips into the hairline, and just blink, open the eyes and close them again a few times. Yeah. Keeping the eyes soft. And then when you're ready, with the eyes open, release the palms and then just shake out the hands. Again, you can rub the hands together vigorously, clapping the hands if you want to, just to break up and wake up that energy. Looking around your space, feeling yourself here now in your body. Just have a sense of connecting into your body, particularly the feet and the hips, feeling yourself here in this present moment. And I'd just like to thank you all very much for being here, for sharing the joy and peace of the heart. And as I said before, we're going to do a little bit more around the heart chakra next Monday as well. So I wish you a very lovely week, a heart-centered week. So any homework is to try, and I say try because I have been trying myself for years, but we do get there in the end. Just trying to be as authentic and true to your true self as you can be. And it's not easy, but that's what life is asking of us. So thank you all, and I send you lots and lots of love and wishing you self-compassion. Thank you all for being here. Take care, everybody. Lots of love.